The Galactic Council had never needed a second vote. In 4,000 years of recorded interstellar history, every resolution had passed with overwhelming agreement. The Vorkai voted first, always. Then the Crethon. Then the Etheri. And the rest followed, because the rest always followed. But today, the vote was different. Today, the resolution was Directive 7 Omega, the complete and permanent elimination of the human species. And standing in the center of the chamber, surrounded by 47 alien civilizations, was a single human woman. Her name was Commander Elena Vasquez, and she didn't look afraid. That, more than anything, unsettled them. Zale, 9, the eldest of the Vorkai High Council, rose from his crystalline throne. His 8 violet eyes locked onto the human with the calm precision of someone who had already decided the outcome. Commander Vasquez, he said, his voice translated instantly into every known language across the galaxy. You were given this audience as a courtesy, not as a negotiation. I know, she replied. Then you understand. Nothing you say today will change what happens next. Elena tilted her head slightly. With respect, sir, that's what everyone says. Right before everything changes. A ripple of unease moved through the chamber. Zale, 9 gestured to the holographic display above them. Centuries of human history, curated and compressed into a damning highlight reel. Your species has been observed for 300 years, he said. In that time, you have waged 2 global wars. You poisoned your own atmosphere. You hunted species to extinction. You built weapons capable of ending all life on your planet. And then you pointed them at each other. He paused. You are, by every measurable standard, the most self-destructive species in recorded galactic history. The chamber murmured in agreement. Elena waited until the noise settled. Then she spoke quietly. You left out the rest. I beg your pardon. Zale 9's tone sharpened. Your highlight reel, she said, nodding toward the display. You left out the rest of the story. She raised her wrist. Her own holographic interface flickered to life. Smaller, rougher, clearly human-made. But it worked. Yes, we built nuclear weapons, she said. And then, when we had every reason to use them again, we didn't. Not because we were forced to stop. Because we chose to. We sat down. We wrote treaties. We shook hands with people we hated, because we decided that survival mattered more than pride. A new image appeared. The first United Nations Assembly, 1945. Rows of exhausted men and women from nations that had, weeks before, been trying to kill each other. You call that weakness, she said. We call it civilization. The Crethon representative, a massive, granite-skinned being called Durovash, leaned forward, his voice like 2 boulders grinding together. Pretty words. But words don't erase history, human. 3 years ago, your colony ships entered the Outer Rim without permission. You violated 17 articles of galactic law. We were evacuating refugees, Elena said. You're refugees. The Meth-AI colony on Kepler 7 was dying from the rot plague. Every other species in this chamber declined to help. Said it wasn't their problem. We sent 3 ships. Silence. We lost one of those ships, she continued. 31 crew members. They knew the risk. They went anyway. She looked slowly around the chamber. So yes, we broke your 17 articles. And I would break them again. The Etheri delegate, a being made almost entirely of bioluminescent light, drifted forward. Commander, it said, its voice soft and resonant. The Council's concern is not your past. It is your future. You are evolving too quickly. Your technology, your expansion, your unpredictability. You represent a variable we cannot calculate. Elena nodded slowly. You're afraid of us. We are cautious of you. No, she said. You're afraid. And I understand why. She took a slow breath and looked up at the massive chamber ceiling, at the stars visible through the transparent dome above them. Every species in this room evolved in a stable environment. Gradual change. Predictable threats. You had thousands of years to adapt. We had one planet, constant disasters, ice ages, pandemics, wars, and we had to figure it out fast or go extinct. That's why we're unpredictable. Because we learned that the universe doesn't wait for you to be ready. She looked back at Zale, 9. You don't have a word for what humans do when everything falls apart. But we do. We call it getting back up. The chamber was completely still now. Zale, 9 studied her for a long moment. When he finally spoke, His voice had lost some of its earlier certainty. And if we proceed with Directive 7 Omega? Elena's expression didn't change. Then you'll find out why every predator in Earth's history, every empire, every plague, every extinction-level event, failed. She paused. We're still here. The vote, when it came, was not unanimous. For the first time in 4,000 years, the Galactic Council was divided. Directive 7 Omega was suspended, pending review. As Elena walked out of the chamber alone, Durovash fell into step beside her. The massive Crethon said nothing for a long moment. Then, quietly, the 31 crew members who died on the Kepler 7 mission, what were their names? Elena reached into her jacket and pulled out a folded piece of paper. Old-fashioned, handwritten. She held it out to him. I carry them everywhere, she said simply. Durovash stared at the paper, then at her. You are a very strange species, he said. Elena Vasquez smiled. Yeah, she said. We really are.